Who was Walt Disney? Chapter 1 The Farm. On December 5th, 1901, Walter Elias Disney was born on an upstairs bedroom of a two-story cottage on North Trip Avenue in Chicago. Walt's father, Elias, had built the house himself. Walt's mother, Flora, was trained as a teacher, but she gave up a career to raise her 5 children. She was as friendly and warm as her husband was short-tempered and stern. By the time Walt was 4, the neighborhood was growing rough, so the family moved to a farm in Marceline, Missouri. It was the happiest time in Walt's childhood. Walt loved his new home, even though Marceline was a small town. It was still exciting for Walt to head down. To Main Street with all its little stores. Around the farm were weeping willows and apple, peach, and plum trees. Walt watched rabbits, squirrels, opossums, foxes, and raccoons scurry around the pond. He liked to ride pigs, even though he often fell off and landed in the mud. And he and his friends trotted on Charlie, an old farm horse. Charlie changed through the trees without caring about his riders. Walt had to jump off to keep from bonking his head on a branch. Walt's parents and older brothers, Herbert, Raymond, and Roy, were too busy with the farm chores to take Walt to school, so he didn't start until he was almost 7. By then, his younger sister Ruth, who was 5, was ready for school too. Walt said that starting school with his younger sister was the most embarrassing thing that could happen to a fellow. After school, Walt finished and skinny dipped in winter, and he went sledding or skating on a frozen creek. On Sundays, the Disneys visited the neighbors sometimes. Elias played fiddle. It was one of the few times he saw his father having a good time. Walt always wanted to entertain people, to make them have a good time. Once a group of actors came to town to perform Peter Pan. It was about a boy who never grows up. Walt loved the play and got to play Peter in his school's production of the play. His brother Roy hooked up wires to lift Walt into the air. To the audience, it looked like he was flying. But the wires broke and Walt went flying into parts of the ground. Almost as soon as he could hold a pencil, Walt spent hours and hours drawing. He told everybody that he was an artist. His proudest possessions were crayons and drawing paper from his Aunt Margaret. Walt definitely did have talent. His neighbor, Doc Sherwood, thought Walt was so good that he asked for a picture of his horse. The horse wouldn't stand still, and Walt had trouble drawing his portrait. But Doc Sherwood and his wife praised the picture. It made Walt very proud. Even drawing could get Walt into trouble. One day he discovered a barrel of black tar. It was as soft as paint. He had Ruth dipping big sticks into the tar and drew pictures all over the side of their white house. The parents were not happy at all. When they saw the artwork, the tar wouldn't come off.